So back to the question of like, how do we see them if we can't see black holes? Well, so black holes, are kind of sitting there doing their thing, but they have a lot going on because they're in an ecosystem, right? So if there is stuff around that black hole might need to have a snack. If it's an asteroid nearby and that kind of falls into its gravitational pull, there might be a little small X-ray flare. If there's like a big massive star being chomped on by that black hole, now you're going to get a much bigger X-ray flare. And those burps can cause all sorts of cool things that Chandra can see.
And it's fed by a disk,
Yep.
an accretion disk,
Exactly.
we call it. I have an accretion disk myself. Middle-aged man, accretion disk. Where matter gathers and spirals down toilet bowl style. But that's a place, that's the ecosystem I guess you're talking about.
Right.
And because as more matter, if there's matter available to be consumed, it's got to confront the accretion disk before it gets into the black hole itself.
Exactly.
And you're saying that's where all the action is.
That is where the action is. Like, that's the downtown. Some of you have probably seen like the first images of a black hole from the Event Horizon telescope, for example. I mean, I never thought I would see that in my lifetime, I'll be honest. That was just amazing. So it gets to see the silhouette of that, right? That you were just describing. It's seeing the shadow of that black hole. What Chandra sees is further out because every black hole sits in an environment. It's not in a vacuum, right? So we've got all this stuff around it, and that stuff kind of tells the story of how the black hole is acting, what it is doing, what it is eating, if it's sleeping. Like our own black hole right now is kind of sleepy. They call it a sleeping giant.
The one in our own Milky Way.
In our own Milky Way.
Every big galaxy's got its own black hole.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So ours is kind of sleepy, which is what they say. I'll take their word for it. Which means like
black hole.
which means we're in a good place though, right? So we don't have a whole lot going on with our supermassive black hole. That's cool. But in something like Centaurus A, it's awake, it is super powered, and it is blasting out an intense amount of energy because there's a lot happening in it.
All right, so even though everything wants to get in a black hole, it's got to work its way there.
Yep.
And not everything makes its way in.
Right.
Because there's so much activity there. There's some actions that actually spew matter back out.
Right.
And it's not coming out of the black hole itself.
Right.
It's coming out of the ecosystem
Energy
Exactly.
around it.
around.
Exactly.